Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness. This is CSS with Mega Freak 400 and Power to Mario, and we are in Spacial Rift, which is the home of Palkia, who is trying to murder us because we are causing a distortion in space, according to Cresselia. Basically, that's what we've learned so far in this storyline.
We're in a rift in space.
See, what would that even look like, a rift in space? Actually, what would a rift in time look like either? But
see,
like, wouldn't have any physical form, you'd think, because space has, if there's a rift in space, it would just be nothing, you would think. Whereas time, you could have, like, ground and rocks.
Wait, didn't we agree not to have these kind of talks where we just don't know?
Well, we did, but...
Oh, you just got an ability called practice.
Well, I mean, but it's still fun to have talks about things you don't know and speculate, you know what I mean?
I guess. You said you got practice swinger, though.
Yeah, I can't remember what that does. I got a bunch of abilities.
I'm looking it up now. Practice swinger raises attacks stats by 1 only for the turn after a move misses.
That's pretty interesting.
So Thunderbolt would be affected by that because I always seem to miss with Thunderbolt.
So anyway, Spacial Rift, well, I'll go in the whole spiel with that. It's 25 floors. There's one rest stop. There are traps. There's no type. It's just kind of, there's a bunch of different types. You can recruit, except for on the first visit, so we can't recruit right now. And on the first visit, only us two can go, obviously. Pokemon you can find here: Chatot, Drapion, Xatu, Gallade, Kadabra, Jolteon, Honchkrow, Charizard, Magnezone, Electivire, Sableye, Solrock, Chimecho, Gligar, Bronzor, Toxicroak, Tropius. You can also, supposedly it mentions finding Latias, but I think that's...
I think it's either a Wonder Mail thing or
you need the mystery part in the Secret Slab. We were gonna... Basically... Okay, I guess I'll talk about it now a little bit since Spacial Rift is Spacial Rift. Well, let me finish up the list first. You can also find Dusknoir, Drowsy, Spiritomb, Porygon, and then Latios, but also with the mystery part, Hypno, and Lunatone. So a lot of the villains in the game appear here too, and some of the guild members. But anyway, with the mystery part in the Secret Slab, what I believe there's 2 sets of legendaries. There's the legendaries that have to do with the secret rank, which basically, once you have the secret rank, you can take on missions. I think you have to either download them or use the Wonder Mail code, and you take it on. And these legendaries you get instruments from them. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna look up specifically.
Yeah, because there's a mystery part for each legendary in that set, right?
No, this isn't the mystery part 1. This one is the secret rank ones. So basically, okay, there's 7 treasures for these legendary Pokemon, and these are the ones who, basically, once you have the secret rank from Scizor, which we have, you can enter a Wonder Mare code or download the missions via Wi-Fi, and then these ones, each of them, when you beat it, you get an instrument. An instrument, like for example, Groudon is in Shimmer Desert, and you get the Terra symbol from him. I think the instruments don't have any purposes. I think you can also sell them, but the main thing is getting the legendaries. But they're rare. They are rare items. But I think they must do something. I don't know what they do. They don't really say what they do here. You can also... Okay, Heatran with Fiery Drum, Articuno with the Icy Flute, Kyra with the Aquamonica, Giratina with Rock Horn, Mew with the Grass Cornet, and Rayquaza with the Sky Melodic... what's the instrument? The Melodica? I'm not saying it right.
Oh, Melodica, yeah.
Okay. So there's so that's those Pokemon that you get for legendaries with those codes. But the mystery part in Secret Slab, when you obtain it through some mystery Wonder Mail mission, it's just a random one. There's 2 different ones. You can use them to recruit Pokemon like Zapdos, Moltres, Mewtwo, Raikou, Entei, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Celebi, Latias, Latios, Deoxys, and another one that's, well, you kind of already know it, but spoilers. So those legendaries can be found in a lot of the regular dungeons. For example, Latias and Latios can be found in Spacial Rift, or also in Happy Outlook or Midnight Forest. It varies. Basically, once you have them, I believe you can just happen upon them on certain floors. Like, you can find Latias on Happy Outlook on floor 19, or in Spacial Rift on floor 10. So, and some of them appear in different dungeons, like Raiku's in Concealed Ruins, Entei's in dungeon we haven't got to yet, Mewtwo's in Aegis Cave in another dungeon. So there's two basic sets of legendaries, and then there's a few other legendaries you can get to. Like, for example, you can go back and recruit Dialga, you can recruit the Three Lake Yuxi and the Three Lake Guardians, and so you can recruit all the legendaries in the game. But there's two main, like I said, there's two main sets of legendaries, and we're not gonna be doing that, unfortunately. We just
give me a name for one of the instruments, please.
Grass Cornet. Why?
Cornet. How do you spell that?
C-O-R net. As in N-E-E-T. But anyway, Spacial Rift I didn't find to be too tricky overall, getting back to the actual dungeon. I do like, again, the music's awesome here, because I liked it when it was in the future. But it's pretty straightforward overall. I'm not gonna say it's not tricky, but it's not as, it seems threatening, and I didn't find any of the Pokemon here to be too much of a threat for me.
I'm trying to figure out if the it actually does something at all. I don't know if it does.
I feel like if anything, it would help with the maybe like grass moves.
Because I felt like those instruments would have been. Oh, that kind of reminds me of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
Awakening.
You'd think that they would have more importance, but no, they just.
I figured they worked like the items you get from the boxes that are types that are Pokemon specific items.
No, that's a different thing.
That's probably.
Now you never finished all of the post game, right?
Oh no, I got to the final dungeon in the post game,
but
and I didn't get through it.
So you did do this one then?
Yes, I have beaten the boss of this dungeon before.
Was this dungeon hard for you when you did it? You did it with a different Pokemon, obviously.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Well, use your brain. Brains are for thinking, not for
I'm gonna say
drinking.
It kind of was, probably because I was underleveled.
Well, are you saying we're a bit good level then?
I wasn't a good enough level. Like, we're at a really good level. This is a good level. But I wasn't at a good level. I was probably in the upper 30s. And it was difficult enough to get through it. How many Reviruses have you used, perchance? Because
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you that when you open up your bag, you're probably not gonna have many. But you can before you go and do zero.
I can do missions that have Reviruses.
Yeah. Or just
yeah.
Or you can go to what's it called? The I think you can find them in Oran Forest or was it Oran Forest? Oran Meadow, whatever. That with the berries.
Oran Forest is the right name.
And yeah, see that's where Spatial Rift is, like off on the right side of the map.
Kind of like how Hidden Land's on the left. I don't know why they're on opposites. Oh, that kind of makes sense. Opposite sides. You know, the legendaries are supposed to be.
You know the thing though, and I know they said something about the reason it's called Sky is there's a Sky dungeon added, or no, it's with I think Shaman is involved in the Explorers of Sky, but you think because at that point Platinum had been out, I think maybe not. You think they would have had something with Giratina because you have.
They do.
No, they don't. In Sky. There's a plot line with Giratina?
Oh, a plot line? I don't think there's a plot line.
I mean, he's in there, but I don't think he has any... Because, like, here you have Palkia... Because he's the third part of the trio. They're the trio of... You have space, time, and then, I guess, antimatter or chaos. I guess it's more antimatter.
Darkness.
Oh, he's not... No, he's not darkness. He's antimatter. Because darkness is another Pokemon.
Oh, okay. I suppose it makes sense. Wait, is that kind of looked like Charmeleon from the side angle?
It's Charizard, I think.
Yeah, it was Charizard. Just I don't know. Looks like Charmeleon from when it was walking side to the left or the right.
And the cloudy status doesn't, or not status, weather effect doesn't seem to. It comes in randomly, but it doesn't seem to do much.
It lowers. Isn't it lower accuracy?
I don't. Did it? I think we discussed this.
We discussed this, and I just don't.
I hate the warp traps because then my partner gets separated from me. Though for the most part, Pikachu can handle himself.
Yeah, Pikachu's a baller. Oh, Cloudy causes every single type but normal to do 25% less damage. So that's actually really significant.
Well, it doesn't seem to know. I never seem to notice it though because I guess I never faced normal Pokemon with it.
Yeah,
so it just seems to
Gligar is supposed to do more damage to Gligar. It's only doing Discharge is only doing 31, and Discharge is a powerful move. So that's, I mean, you'll notice it for some, but I mean we're pretty strong as it is.
And we're actually getting, well, we still have a ways to go, but we're pretty, we're in the second half of the crater, or not crater, the Spatial Rift. It looks like a crater a little bit.
A little bit. Yes, sir. Hey, when did you have any new information on the new Mystery Dungeon game? Because I haven't been able to dig up anything. I've been looking, but
not really. They haven't really said much. I think it's coming out in like the year for Japan, but no, it's pretty much. I mean, the selection I think is just the main starters, Pikachu and Axew. I think is the only pretty much the Pokemon from the anime. They don't really have the selection, but besides that, actually, hang on. So I guess it is relevant to the interest of the people. Mystery Dungeon 3DS.
Nintendo 3DS.
I don't think they take that long saying it.
No, Satoru Iwata did when he introduced it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did that. That's how he said it.
The thing I love, there's some really great things about Iwata because, like, you know how he does the Iwata Ask stuff?
Yeah.
And it's basically a transcript. Whenever you read it, he almost always, in any of the interviews, at some point, he says, Iwata laughs. And it's, like, you never, I mean, I don't know, maybe in transcript, but it seems like he always, it's funny that's in there, you know what I mean? Like, you may have someone laughing in a transcript, but it seems like Iwata laughs quite often for whatever reason. It's just kind of, it's almost awkward. I don't know how to explain it.
Did you say quite often?
Quite and often.
Iwata laughs quite often.
Okay, yes, it's Magnagate and the Infinite Labyrinth.
Okay. Monster House. It's a monster house.
Okay, there's unknown shops that, like a Rampardos opens one of them. I think they're gonna have the Dream World in there too. You can also add shops to the town and change the town up, kind of like a new feature of Black and White 2. Like you can switch out shops and stuff.
Do you think they should add HM moves to Mystery Dungeon?
It could. I mean, it wouldn't really matter. The only good one is Surf and Fly to an extent, and those ones really wouldn't work well in this game. Yeah, but there's not really much information on it. I feel like there was a story, but I don't remember. I don't remember what the story was.
I think it was just a leak of the of like scans of a magazine. I think.
Well, I think it was translated. I think they mentioned something about the story, but there wasn't anything there about it. Let me check Cerebi.
Wasn't Kotaku? Doesn't Kotaku do a lot of the different scans?
Maybe I just go to Cerebi. Oh, but there's a new scan supposedly.
Link me.
Well, it's on the front page of Cerebi.
Oh.
These images showcase new features in the game. In it, it lists Lugia and Ho-Oh as being major Pokemon within the narrative, along with Kyurem. The main hub area in the game is known as Pokemon Paradise. Yeah, so there are some new stuff out there. But anyway, we're still in Spacial Rift.
Huh. Okay. Oh, guess what? They're bringing back the rescue and outlaw boards.
Didn't they have that in this one?
Exactly. I see it. They're bringing it back, though.
I almost wish, though, you know, okay, for people who know the eShop, they came out, you know, Pushmo, right?
Yeah.
So they're coming out with a new sequel, Crashmo, and Crashmo it's a sequel, and it keeps the basic, you know, of moving these blocks to get to the top, and it kind of has the same goal, the same, you know, feel behind the game. But whereas Pushmo, you have to pull and push the blocks out of the wall in order to get up. In Crashmo, it's basically you can go all the way around this puzzle, and you move blocks, and when you move them, they fall. It's like there's actual gravity. It's like they're not just on the wall and you pull them out. They're actually a stack of blocks, so they crash whenever they fall down, and you know, if there's nothing supporting them, it acts like gravity. So it's the same kind of root concept of the puzzle, but it expands it in the sequel as opposed to just being the same thing but with more puzzles. You know, they could have done Push Mode 2 and just had the same, you know, mechanic of pulling and pushing, but, you know, but just, you know, more puzzles of that. And they didn't.
But then why wouldn't they just make it a DLC?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad they didn't do that. So what I'm saying is, as much as, like, you know, some sequels like this, you know, it's just more Mystery Dungeon, I wish they would do something where they take the essence of what makes Mystery Dungeon good and make it so much more so it feels like a true sequel. Because, I mean, because really, this game is great, better than Blue in my opinion, Blue Rescue Team. But from what I'm seeing so far, even though there's not much information, the new one's not going to be that much different, and it's kind of saddening because it's like, you know, I'm kind of at the point in my gaming life where if I'm going to buy a sequel, I do want it to do more than just be a better version of, I mean, the previous one. I mean, that's fine. Galaxy 2, I love. It's great. It's better than Galaxy 1, but, you know, they could have done more with it, too.
You know, you could have just moved to Pikachu's position and let Pikachu just wreck Charizard.
I could have, but you're not the one playing. I'm the one playing, and I chose to do that.
Yeah, well. Exhibit A, ladies and gentlemen.
And yeah, I'm the one who hasn't had trouble with Dialga. Or Dialga. I didn't die to Dialga like 20, 30, 50. I hate those traps, this one. I think it was a scent trap where all these Pokemon gather around you.
They love you, because you smell good.
Well, I do. Okay, as much as I said I didn't have trouble with it, yeah, I did have a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, you only wasted 2 Reviver Seeds from what I can see.
I think 3, actually.
Well,
I guess my thing is, because it's really easy to just get killed by accident because of, you know, how delicate you are, having Reviver Seeds isn't... I don't see it as like, oh, well, yeah, you're wasting Reviver Seeds. Clearly you're having a difficult time. I see it as... I guess difficult time is if you're using all these Reviver Seeds constantly and you're even dying because you're running out of Reviver Seeds. And while, you know, I do have a good chunk of Reviver Seeds with me, it didn't feel like I was in a constant state of danger here, I guess the thing. It felt like, for the most part, there was occasional danger, but overall it was pretty much a walk in the park. So, just my view.
Oh, Pikachu running so boldly in front of Electivire.
I think his electricity won't work on Electivire, but I'm not sure on that. And it's raining for some reason.
Yeah, and, well, Spacial Rift, I guess there are no weather patterns in a rift in space, so just random. It could be a very dry desert. It would just rain for like hours without a reason. Oh boy. Well, next time, I think we get done with this dungeon.